This lesson is introducing us to scalloped lines, and if you can see by this illustration here, a scalloped line is this shape here. It's like a number 3 and number 3, and it has a peak. So rather than a wave, it's got a little bit of a point, and we can use scalloped lines for creating water. It could also be for making the image of a curtain, so the pelmet, but also we could use it for the scales of a fish or even a dragon. And you can see by this one, we've used the scalloped lines for scales along with wavy lines, but you could even do your lines with scalloped lines as well, so that you'd introduce the whole thing. So we're using a lot of curved lines today rather than angled lines. Now I'm going to demonstrate to you how you're going to do your scalloped fish, and you're going to be using oil pastels. You're actually using the resist technique, and it's an art technique using crayons or oil pastels to create a drawing. Watercolor paint is then going to be applied on top of the pastel, because the pastel is a wax. The wax creates a resist pattern where the paint is not absorbed. So we're going to use oil pastel to create our drawing or design, and then apply watercolor paints over it. Now you're going to receive a blank piece of paper. Always, as I say to you at the start of every lesson, make sure that your name is on the back. We're going to draw using oil. So here's your oil pastels. Some of you should be already familiar with those, and I'll show you how you're going to draw your fish. So you're going to do a curve and a curve. Okay? I'm actually going to give my fish some big kissing lips, just for fun. Then I'm going to make another curved line out like that. I'm going to give it a diamond shape at the top and a diamond shape at the bottom, and I'm going to give it a big eye. And you can keep changing your colors. I'm going to do another circle inside the eye, and I'm going to make star lines, straight lines, so it's got this lovely bright eye. I'll get my red again. I'm going to give it a big smile. So there we go so far. Now on the tail, I want to give it some wavy lines so it looks like it's already swimming through the water. We haven't done the water yet, but just bear with me. I'm going to get myself a nice orange, and I'm going to start drawing my scallop lines. I'll start at the back, and if you can see how I'm drawing it, it's like the number 3, but then I don't lift my crayon, I just keep going over and over and over. You can change your colours, you can make your scales in lots of different colours, so you make it interesting. Got a pink there, go for another one there. Okay, I'm just going to keep changing it out. Let's find a purple. And there you've got your scalloped lines for your fish. I'm going to include some more of those wavy lines on the fins that I've just done. So what we're doing is we're creating a beautiful pattern using lots of different kinds of curves. Now we need to include some bubbles. I'm just picking some colours here. I'm going to do some pink and some orange bubbles, and you see how I'm doing? I'm just going round and round and round. And as they go further up to the top of the page, I'm actually making them smaller as well. So you can try that as well, so that they get big to medium to small. Now I'm going to pick 2 colours. I'm going to use a green and I'm going to use a blue. And this is where I want to do up my water. You have 2 ways of doing water. You can do a wavy line. You see how I stopped before I got into that bubble, because I don't want to go over my bubble. Or you can do a scalloped line. Stop before I hit that bubble. Or if you wish, you can do what I've just done here, is include both types of lines. And you see how I'm alternating swapping out the colors each time. I'm going to come down here with my fish. I'm going to just add in some more lines there. There we go. And a few extra ones down the bottom. Let's put a green in the middle there. So I've got these lovely calm ocean waves. And there is our drawing so far, our design of our fish using scalloped lines and some wavy lines and circles and curves. Now what we're going to do is we're going to then get some watercolor paint and we're going to paint in our fish. Now here's one that I've been working on. I'm just going to finish the top part of it so that you can see what happens when you apply. I'm using a mixture of blues and greens. When you apply the paint, don't be scrubbing with the paintbrush. You see how I do it? Very gentle. And you can actually paint over those oil pastel lines. And this is where the resist technique kicks in, because it does not mix with the paint. It resists it. And then you get this beautiful texture, and you can see there how that green line has already popped out. Finish my fish off there just slightly. Okay, so we want the whole page to be filled with colour, and what the paint does as well is it actually fills in any of the white paper where the oil pastel didn't go onto. I'm going to make my bubbles. I'm going to give it some green and just finish up here on the top with a little bit of blue. Now what we're going to do as a little bit of a fun exercise is we're going to let it dry. This is partially dry at the bottom here, and I'm going to just take a glue stick and just ever so carefully I'm just going to follow my scallop lines. So you can't see the glue because of the paint, and this is what I'm going to do next. I'm going to get myself a little bit of glitter and give it a shake, and there what we have is a fish made with scallop lines and wavy lines, and then it's shiny just like a real fish. Okay, now it's your turn, boys and girls.